my ideas evolve, my art evolves. And as I explore the ideas through the moving meditation of my art, I've evolved. So I felt it's time to reintroduce myself, to get out in front of the ideas layered within the abstract of my work and ground them in the lessons I've learned through the trees. And my process as an artist is to absorb the energy and information from the materials I'm working with, mixing them with my own until I can see the potential in how they can be reimagined. And once I can see it in my artist's mind, I can go about bringing that vision to fruition through application of my intention, energy, and the tools of my craft. It's a back and forth, kind of like conversation, like breath. Every project sends me on a new adventure, a new journey. The depth grows in the interactions between the energies and tensions in my life and those of the wood on my bench, influencing and being influenced by each other as the connection deepens and the conversation builds. And cultivation of self and ideas, materials, and process all coincide alongside the final product. The how and the why becoming as important as the what. In this confluence of shared energy, whispers of intuition and beats of inspiration suggest lines of inquiry, encouraging deeper examination. I started by looking at trees and ended up looking through them, beginning with Dr. Suzanne Simard, whose work continues to inspire me to know, and through her I learned how trees live in their dynamic ecosystems with a complex network of relationships and connections to others. Being able to communicate and share resources and form these connections being just a small part of what reshapes the way that I understand trees. Just as Valerie Truett's work in dendrochronology taught me about a tree's life and the stories contained in the records they tell of these interconnected ecosystems through time. Taken together, they form an unmistakable picture of trees as beings, existing through space and time, fully alive with the spirit of life, just on a different scale. Adding to this lens through the trees, the work of Merlin Sheldrake and Paul Stamets, among other experts in the field of mycology, who shift perspective and reveal this interconnected web through the lens of the fungal systems that play such an integral part of this connection in the soil, showing another glimpse into the energy of life coursing through the systems of which we are a part. Those cycles may seem different from our own on different scales of size or time. They reflect consistent lessons across disparate realms about systems in balance, and balance as health. As I integrate the work of these specialists, new threads grow. One branch runs to understand the soil more deeply, from the mycorrhizal network of the fungus to the microbiology of the nutrients, and the slowly emerging understanding of the microbiome under the surface, about closed-loop nutrient cycles, branching again into deep ecology and other earth sciences. Another goes through neuroscience of the brain, gut-brain connection, yoga, meditation, intention, our microbiome, and its role in physical health and mental health and all the systems of the human body. Bridges form between these branches like they are modeled after the mycelium in the soil itself, branching and weaving, interlacing and refusing that pull the insights from across spheres. One thread leads to another and another until the lines of inquiry themselves begin interconnecting, and something coming into clearer focus in my artist mind. Parallels emerge between seemingly unrelated areas areas of inquiry, like the networks in the forest floor and the neural networks in our brains. The similarity between trees' functions and involvement with their external environments and those of the human body. What at first seemed abstract comes full circle to see these concepts grounded in the systems modeled throughout nature, branching through all strata of life. Perhaps difficult at first to recognize because of difference in scale, size, or time, but as if all around us lay hidden the secrets we didn't know we needed to find, lessons we so desperately need to learn. Shifting perspectives and using imagination to line them up and see correlations, parallels that teach of wisdom consistent through disparate realms. Absorbing their information, reimagining their potential. I look deeper into what I know about how trees breathe and end up finding correlations with my own yoga and breath work and meditation practice. Absorbing their information and reimagining their potential, I learn about nutrient exchange loops at play in these complex networks. And I find influence on my understanding of microbiome health and how I approach food and cooking for the health of my family. Begin to see bridges between the health of the soil and the health of the food that grows from it, and the health of the bodies and minds of those that eat the food, and the microbiomes that exist from one distant point to the other. Absorbing their information and reimagining their potential. Look at the impact of diversity on the health of all these systems and wonder at the difficulty for us to grasp not just the benefit but the utter importance, crucial, of diversity to the health of all ecosystems, but especially those that connect us to one another. Because the connection is there, whether it's reflecting balance or imbalance. Absorbing the information and reimagining the potential. I work through the weight of my own emotional imbalance, my existential distress and contemplation of our moment of now, and I end up learning techniques that bring balance into my system. As I collect more lenses through each subsequent project, I realize that instead of each one being its own realm, they're each giving a different view into the same whole, each providing a glimpse of what I've come to think of as a language of life, the way our world teaches its wisdom through model and metaphor when we learn how to listen. The lenses start to line up, and suddenly in my artist's mind, where I reimagine the potential of the materials at hand, I see hope. I've come to realize through these lenses, whether exploring an understanding of our own health or that of our planet, that both paths meet in the middle. We are a part of these systems, not apart from them. There are three principles that seem to have emerged from this language of life. The first being that we are a part of and not apart from the systems. Two, that everything is connected through those systems. And three, that health is balance and balance is health. Through this perspective, we come to see our issues as symptoms of imbalance, rippling in manifestation throughout our systems. Allows us to look for maybe an underlying cause that runs underneath them all. From racism to climate change, from poverty to pollution, inequality and injustice across spectrums, to what are called our 21st century illnesses, we see the symptoms of imbalance in our systems manifest during this moment of our time. The cause of these imbalances can be traced to the assumption baked into the very foundations of human history that we are a part from and not a part of. This narrative has evolved alongside our own development to the point you don't even see it, but it's so influential in our modern practices and our dominant worldview. The world is a collection of resources here for us to use and exploit as we see fit. This mentality then is so pervasive that it extends to how we judge even one another. This is the underlying common denominator It's here that we need to address our sincerest intentions toward change, from a story that holds us separate to a story that connects. The connection is there, regardless of whether we choose consciously to be stewards of balance through our potential or contribute to imbalance with the weight of our own ignorance. Everything stems from this place. Everything else is a symptom. So our task in this moment, that is our time, is to move beyond separation, to move past the limits of independence and competition, and rise and realize the role of interdependence and collaboration between each other, yes, but also with our world, because both paths meet in the middle. To rewrite the stories that we tell today, knowing that our intentions echo out in front of us into the tomorrows of our children and their children. I wanted to introduce myself in this space and speak out loud my intention to step in front of my art, express the vision that has grown in my artist's mind through the lenses I've collected along my journey, with a little more bravery and courage than I feel I have thus far. My name is Noah Wittenstein. I'm the artist behind NJW Woodworks. I'm a philosopher trying to understand myself and the world and my place in it through the wisdom revealed through the connections between the health of nature and the nature of health, absorbing information and reimagining the potential of our role in this relationship. I'm a father who's trying to model that change through changing the model, from how we handle ourselves and each other to how we handle the influence of our impact on the world at large. Finally, I'm a spirit, trying to use my human experience to articulate this vision in my artist's mind through application of my intention, my energy, and all the tools of my craft, as I realize that the how and the why are perhaps becoming even more important than the what.